Mineplex, a server that requires no introduction. Mineplex is famous for its wide variety of classic game modes that have cemented themselves as staples of our early Minecraft days. From Super Smash Mobs to Skywars to Bridges and so on. But with how many game modes they host on their server, it begs the question. How many of these game modes do people really remember? Has anyone really played them all? As I reminisced on those memories I had made on Mineplex with friends, I was astonished to hear that none of them had even heard of one of my favorite game modes on Mineplex. In fact, it was actually one of my favorite game modes of all time. Minecraft Search and Destroy. So how did this game mode manage to stay so unknown on Mineplex? Why has nobody ever heard of it? And why is there so much mystery surrounding it and its origins? I will be answering all of these questions and more as I go in depth into the history of Search and Destroy and how it has managed to sneak past the attention of even the most devoted Mineplex players. This is the story of Mineplex's forgotten game mode. Search and Destroy made its debut on Mineplex on December 23rd, 2014, as a part of the Mineplex Christmas update as a public beta. It was a team deathmatch PvP minigame consisting of two teams, red and blue. The game presented players with two objectives, but before the game even starts, you have to choose your kit, which included Trooper, a standard melee sword fighter kit, bow, and yes, that really is a kit's name, a standard archer kit with mediocre armor, and you guessed it, a sword, and also an infinity bow, as well as rogue, an assassin kit with a powerful diamond axe, permanent speed 2 buff, as well as the ability to become invisible while sneaking. With these kits, you must work together with your team to win the game by either killing the entire enemy team or arming and detonating one of their bombs among 3 by using the blaze powder given to all kits to fuse the bomb. If you can defend this site for the next 40 seconds and the enemy fails to defuse, you win. Now, based off of this description, this sounds pretty fun, right? Especially with games including anywhere between 20 to 40 players, and the inclusion of a kit evolution tree, which allows you to gain new power-ups as you get kills, and experiment with different ability builds. Which begs the question, why has no one ever played it before? Why has nobody ever even heard of it? And the reason for this is the game mode was removed completely from Mineplex on January 23rd, 2015, only 1 month after its beta release. And that was for a good reason. The truth is, I hate Search and Destroy. I hate Mineplex's Search and Destroy. What was wrong with it? First and foremost, the gameplay was very unpolished. With each team having 3 different bombs they had to defend, it was practically impossible to defend all of them if the other team just rushed you from all sides. If you tried to defend all 3, your forces would be spread too thin, and if you tried to defend just one, they'd go and arm the other ones. As well as this, gameplay quickly grew stale as there were only 3 kits to choose from, and it was rare to even get enough kits to unlock just one evolution tree upgrade, meaning you'd be stuck with boring vanilla PvP for the most part. With all of these poor gameplay design decisions came extremely negative reception from its rapidly shrinking player base, which led to its eventual, inevitable demise. But as I insinuated previously, Minecraft Search and Destroy was not actually Mineplex's original game mode. In fact, it was almost nothing like the Search and Destroy game mode it was derived from. Unbeknownst to many people, Search and Destroy actually existed on its own independent server prior to Mineplex, called Red Warfare. This was a Search and Destroy game mode that I grew to love. The Search and Destroy game mode I played hours on end, like it was seriously addicting. With games having up to 150 players all at once, every battle was non-stop chaotic fun. Pretty much everything that Red Warfare had done right, Mineplex managed to find a way to ruin. Compared to Mineplex's tiny kit pool consisting of just 3 kits, the original Search and Destroy game mode had up to 30 kits, available to play with tons of unique and fun mechanics. You could play as Kit Explosive, one of the most popular kits, and throw high damage RPGs and grenades to completely demolish swarms of enemies. Or the infamous medic kit, which could single-handedly carry games with his healing abilities. Or the notorious ghost kit, a completely invisible kit with the ability to kill people without them even noticing they were there. There were just so many awesome kits that were cut from Mineplex's version with the intent of simplifying the game mode. What made the game even more fun was the endless possible kit combinations, playstyles, and tactics to try by working with your team, a feature that was also absent from Mineplex's version. I remember just having so much fun making up kit combos with my friends. There's just so many iconic combos that I don't even have enough time to mention them all in this video. With all of these unique aspects of the game mode, Search and Destroy led Red Warfare to skyrocket in popularity, attracting huge YouTubers at the time, such as Sky Does Minecraft, Antvenom, Bayesian Canadian, and TVNR Frags. And it even came to the point where it caught the attention of many Mineplex staff members, and thanks to the server's lively community and a collection of exciting and unique game modes, the Mineplex administration team was eager to make an offer with the creator of Red Warfare, Library Addict, to merge their servers and allow Library Addict to import the Search and Destroy game mode onto their server. And well, we all know how that went. And so now what? You're going to tell me I could have played Search and Destroy on one of the greatest Minecraft servers of all time, then tell me it was terrible while on Mineplex, just so you could then tell me there was a better version of the game mode available to play on a server that shut down years ago. And here's where things take an unexpected turn. You might not believe this, but Search and Destroy is still available to play, right now, almost 6 years after its release on Mineplex, on this server called Athios. A bunch of Search and Destroy veterans and developers of the Red Warfare server came together and basically revived Red Warfare, so the original Search and Destroy game mode is available to play to the public for literally anyone to try, with an active staff team constantly working hard to further improve the game, develop new and unique game modes like disasters, a challenging minigame where you must survive from a wide variety of natural disasters with other survivors for as long as possible, as well as an active and friendly community. The spirit of Red Warfare truly does live on in this server. But we are going to need your guys' help to restore Search and Destroy's former glory on Athios. We want as many people on this server as possible, so we can relive those beautifully chaotic 150 player games from long past. And only you guys can help us. So what do you say? Why don't you just give it a try? I can ensure that you guys would love it. Okay, but you might be thinking, how has a community lasted for this long? You kinda just skipped over that. Well, it's a long story that I unfortunately do not have time to tell in this video. But it's a tale that I'm sure the members of the Athios community would have no problem telling. If you want to learn more about Search and Destroy's history, make sure to join the Athios Discord server to hear the rest of the tale. Link is in the description, as well as the rest of the server information. Anyways, this concludes the story of Search and Destroy. As a veteran member of the community, it has been a long and tumultuous time, but I'm glad you made it this far into the video to hear me out. And the best part is, you guys can now be a part of Search and Destroy history too, by logging onto Athios and experiencing the wonderful game mode that I have been playing for almost a decade now. This has been the story of Mineplex's forgotten game mode.